Dr. Rajani is a globally recognized aesthetic innovator and CEO of RepeatMD with over 20 years of experience. He pioneered groundbreaking treatments including plasma fill and plasma sculpt. He's revolutionized PRF therapy. He's an international lecturer, master trainer, and Dr. Rajani reaches over 1.7 million followers on Instagram and YouTube every single week. And he talks about cutting-edge innovations in the field of aesthetics. We're very lucky to have Dr. Rajani joining us today live via satellite or Zoom, whatever, from probably some beautiful place around the world. I think he's in Hawaii right now. So help me in welcoming Dr. Anil Rajani to the Sell More Summit stage, everybody. Dr. Rajani, I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Hello there, everybody. The most anxiety provoking here is doing this. I can't hear anyone there. I'm just wondering if you guys can hear me. I think you have to unmute me on your end.
We can hear you loud and clear. You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay, you got it. Well, thank you everyone having me here today. And what an amazing event. And I learned so much already. That was absolutely wonderful. I have a lot to share today, and we're going to run through this pretty quick, but it's something that changed my entire life and my career. And I'm going to share this with you now. So we'll pop over. I have a few slides in a deck, and I have a little pointer. I'll be able to show you a little bit about what's been so important to change my career. And I'm going to actually show you some metrics from the back end of my little world that I haven't shared with many people at all. So again, thanks for having me. And I know a lot of what we're talking about today is skincare. And this is the first thing that I hear. And I go into a lot of med spas and practices, and the first thing they say is, oh no, not skincare again. And I'm sitting there going, no. This is different. And I know you're all swimming in skincare, and people come in and reps come in, companies come in, and they're saying, hey, we have more skincare for you to sell. We want to put more skincare on your shelves. And it's the last thing you want to hear. But this today is not about that. Nothing about that. And guess what? What I did is created my own skincare line. It's not about that. That's the difficult way. Okay. This is 1 and 1. And that equals 2. I know we're at a holiday party here, but it is 2. And so I'm going to make it that simple. First, let's get into the bad news. Okay. There is a ton of money in skincare, And you're going to say, Rajani, what's the bad news about that? The bad news is that you are getting almost none of it. Now, I'm saying that generically, obviously, because some of you are rock stars and doing great. But in the world that we live, most practices, most people are getting a minuscule amount. And we got to change that. One of the founders of retail skincare was this guy, Erasmus Wilson, okay? He would turn over in his grave if he thought, this was in 1800, by the way, that today the most skincare is being sold by who? Walmart, Costco, Amazon, and more. And it's not us. And yet we are actually, and all you listening today, you guys are absolute experts. So why not? Well, this is why. It's because a huge social media video that I could make today would be go into Costco and I'd say my Costco haul, they call it, H-U-L-E, or the Costco draw, or go into Sephora, go into Walmart, and they get millions of views, right? So it drives people there. But that's not the way it should be. And here's my revelation moment. I went in for a training. I go into a med spa and I'm doing a training. And of course you fly in, you stay in some hotel and it smells like mold, and you get up and you do a training, you make a couple grand. I walk into the practice, walk in there, and the owner of the med spa says, Doc, I gotta have you meet my daughter today. That's one of the reasons you're here. I want you to meet my daughter. Thought, well, maybe she's working in the med spa, right? This is her. No, she's not working in the med spa. And she goes, oh, by the way, there she is. And she pulls in this car. I'm thinking, wow, how old is she? She's 17, just turned 18. What do? She's an influencer for skincare. Why? Because she has the skincare from her mom's med spa. This is her setup. You have that? Yeah, you probably do. This is like a $20 setup now, and you have a phone, right? She's making $25,000 a month, okay? And by the way, I asked the mom, I said, oh yeah, what are you driving? That's what your daughter drives. She's driving some kind of Toyota Corolla, right? So what does that tell me? Well, before we get there, look at this recent study. The toy maker Lego found a third of kids between 8 and 12 aspire to be what? A YouTuber. And you know that. It's 5 and 6 and 10-year-olds that want to meet me because they want a YouTube channel. They're smarter than most of us. I realized real quick, what am I? I'm digging ditches, right? It was a revelation moment, right? We want to make money when you sleep. And one of the speakers alluded to that, right? Here's the problem. Look at this graph here. You might be able to see my pointer, but look at this graph here. Friday is when people want to buy things, okay? And into the weekend. Where are we working in med spas? Monday through Thursday. No one wants to work Friday, and very rarely are they open on weekends. But it gets worse. Look where people shop. Look at the pop-up over here is what? It's in the evening time. Someone alluded to that. We know. Where are people running lasers? Oh, they're awake for the morning. The minute they get the burrito, the minute they get the noontime, one-time burrito, because in the morning when they get to work, the first thing is, where are we going for lunch today? Well, they're sleeping from 1 o'clock on. So even your staff likely aren't selling, but they're definitely not selling when I know all my people are buying, which is at night. So yeah, when you're in Cancun, you're making money. Okay, here's some more bad news. Look at the growth of the industry. It's huge, okay? You think that's great, but we're not getting that. Look at this. If you take nothing else away from this talk, look at the frequency of purchases. What happens with Ozempic? What happens with your statin for your cholesterol? What happens with your glucophage? Drug companies want you on the drugs, right? They're paid to keep you on the drugs. They don't want you off of the drugs. It's recurring sales. Look at for beauty, in the beauty market, 22, 23, and 26%. They sell weekly, monthly, and every few months. It's almost never, double negative, and it's almost never annually. That's huge for us. It's huge opportunity. And guess what? Even more great news. Here's your competition, right? That's who you're competing with. The latest safflower seed Botox on the face. That's what our patients, that's what our clients are being taught by influencers. You're the real brains, and why aren't you collecting the money? We're changing that today. Look on the right. Pay attention here, because I go in and do keyword searches, and when I put videos up, they're like, this is what we suggest. If you want to have a killer video, put these for your keywords. It's the under 14-year-old skincare. And that's a whole nother discussion, but that's what's coming. Here's a huge opportunity. Who here remembers Milli Vanilli? Maybe because I'm Canadian, I think they were more in Canada, but Milli Vanilli, right? They were lip syncers, they got caught. You have authentic skincare. So I'll be in Korea in 2 weeks for about 10 days. I'm gonna work with skincare companies. They can't, in many cases, give me their skincare to sell in the USA. Why? Fakes have flooded the market for 30 bucks. But you and me, we have the opportunity to have authentic skincare from the top companies. Not everyone has that opportunity, like that 17-year-old daughter of the med spa, right? Even more great news, when I go to Korea, first thing they're gonna tell me, Rajani, come look at our new home shopping, our live streaming. If you're not into home shopping, and I just before here, because I showered first time in 2 weeks, put a shirt on, I did a live event. I'm like, I'm already dressed up. I did an hour and 10 minutes. If you go to my YouTube channel, go under live, you can watch the stream and see what I did about 3 hours ago. And my sales will be up like that from that single stream. What am I answering? All the things you know about. Lasers, nasolabial folds, all the stuff we do. No rocket science, okay? And people are setting these up in their home. It's live shopping. I'm building one out now. And it doesn't have to look like this, but know all about live shopping. But here's your opportunity. Here's the lowest hanging fruit, social media, okay? And it's YouTube. There's YouTube, of course, which is hooked up to Google. Of course, almost no one's doing that. Low hanging fruit, it's this. You guys love Instagram, okay? Instagram's instant. You're gonna watch a single piece of content for 48 hours and it's gone. No one's in there. Facebook, good for ads. TikTok, if you like the algorithm, great, no problem. Here's the key. You guys, this is free. I just did an hour and 10 minutes and I reached, you can see my metrics, 3,000 people, and I'll have got 25,000 people over the next week from that single 1 hour. If 1% of those purchase, and I'm much more than 1%, you can do the math. Our average sale is $300. So you're into 20, 30, 40 grand. That's how simple it is. So that is what? That's your freedom. And that's why it's life changing. Why YouTube? It's evergreen. All the other ones come and go and people watch it. Even TikTok Live, they don't save them. YouTube, you can watch my live streams from 4 years ago. I'm going to show you that. And by the way, keep this in mind, okay? Social media, they can cancel you. And that's why you're on this webinar today, because you need insurance. You need your database, your book of business, and your RepeatMD app is going to be ultimately the single best. But also keep in mind your email list. That, it's not your if you own a business, a brick and mortar right now, it doesn't matter. I make 8x of that this way. Your email list is your book of business. You're on social media because they let you. That's a business and they come and go, okay? So you're gonna see today and later today, stay till the end, as you'll see, I think Phil's gonna tell you exactly why this is more important than you ever thought. I'm not even going to go through why this is, I don't know. I'll need a timer. I'll need to know how many minutes we have left, and I'll get through it. I'm not going to spend time on this. I can come back to it, but understand Elon paid $40 billion, $44 billion to have a voice. And countries, they don't tell you what they're doing. They don't do a press conference. They tweet out that we have a peace deal, that we have a tariffs going on. So if you don't think social media is important, and this is what we can do right here. So I'm going to give you some stats, and this is if you need to see this. And I do this presentation for a big corporation, so I narrowed it down. But I just want to give you a little tiny window in this because you need to start this tomorrow after what Repeat's going to show you and Phil and team. But here's a typical video so you understand. 350,000 views, and there you can see I got over 2,000 videos up, right? So 351,000 views, great. 5,000 subscribers. Remember I said if 1% of these purchase and it's 300 per sale, you can see that you're into the tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars immediately. But here's what I want you to see. 174 views from this old video, because you can see on the bottom, it was up, this video was put up 714 days ago. I'm still getting 200 views every 2 days. Do the math on that. It's evergreen, okay? We're gonna run through these quick. If you don't even like that and you don't wanna even sell skincare on there, you're missing 90% of your money. But this is what YouTube pays you from a video. Here's another video. It's on a vitamin deficiency, K2D3, which I use for bone in the face, and after I do Sculptra. So YouTube will pay me on this video almost $30,000. But that's not, so that's one video, $30,000 comes to me in my bank, right? That's not the most important part. $30,000, one video, that's great. And remember, that's since this video's inception, so a few years ago. Here's the important part. In the last 2 days, 2,000 people have viewed this same video that's 5 years old. If you get nothing out of this, understanding I'm getting 2,000 eyeballs from something I did 4 years ago every 2 days. So 1,000 a day, and do the math on that for recurrent income. So I'm trying to get you to think that, understand, Elon paid $44 billion, you own the same thing and you should at least create a few hundred million. Okay, what can you do? Okay, so this is just, if you take a video about something entertaining, because you got to do some entertainment, right? This is just a classic one. What happened here with this graph? What do you guys think happened here? Around day 4 to day 8, you see this video take off? That was intentional. This is what you want to think about. The movie came out, right? Tom Cruise's movie, Top Gun 2. And so you make the video about 4 or 5 days before the movie comes out, and boom. And it just so happened to be people are interested because he's older and looks great. So that's how you have to think of this stuff. Understand another key point, because I know you're not going to want to do this. You're not going to want to start this, but nobody cares about you. No one cares how I look or my hair's not right. They want to get value. So you're giving value. Okay. It's not about you. It's about, if you just focus on one thing, give my viewers value. You give me a time check. Okay. Here is your actionable advice right here. And I say this to people, and I'll walk into a med spa, they'll drop off the chair. And don't drop off the chair, because we need you another couple hours. If you're today working 5 days a week, just say, I know you're working about a day a week, but let's just hypothetically say you guys are working 5 days a week. I want you to move your work week back to 3 days a week. You think, I'm seeing patients, I'm making revenue. You're not. Take 2 of the 5 days and dedicate them to social media. And you're going to go from a $1,000 patient to a $5,000 to $10,000 patient by getting your face out there. Eyeballs are the new currency. So I want you to cut your work. This is how important this is to your income. And if you don't want to be so bombastic, take half a day. Start with half a day of your work, cancel all your patients, and work on your social media. And here's what you're going to do. These are the most important things: lighting and sound. Hopefully my lighting and sound is good, or you're going to be like, Rajani, you're not taking your own medicine. But lighting and sound, that's all the people care about. They need to hear you and see you a little bit. They don't even care about seeing you. Editing program, whatever, Canva, Power Director, it's cheap, it's easy. Find a little zone, write it off on your taxes. I got a zone here. I'm away from everyone, and I create 4 or 5 hours a week, whatever you need to do. So decide. And the beautiful thing is, all I need now, I'm going to show you guys this because it's a little fancy, and it's a write-off for you on your taxes. But this is a phone. You can open the phone up like that, and you can see yourself and make videos out of your phone. You don't need any of the crazy equipment I used to have. Commit to regular uploads, make multiple videos at a time. So in that 1 day a week, you're gonna batch 20 videos, because you, like me, you showered once every 3-4 weeks, and you bang that out. And here is key number 7. You're gonna be like, I don't want to be a salesman. You're not. Look at number 7. This is what I call the 4-1 rule, and it's key. I'm gonna make 4 videos that are 100% value. Never Botox your forehead. How to shower and cleanse your skin at the same time, whatever you want to do. A little Ozempic video, weight loss video, exercise, whatever you're into, hormones, give information about estrogen cream, whatever. There's 4. And then you hit them with 1 huge sales video. So it's 4 huge value to 1 sales, and they're going to love you. That's the number. It's not a race. This is where you're going to fail. It's just consistency. There's always someone bigger and better. I'm like tiny in the world of social media, tiny in my world. It's okay. Who cares? You're making your millions. Who cares? You're having fun. It's not about you or your popularity. You will get negative comments. You'll see people say, oh, you're old, you're this, your hair, you're brown, you're green, you're looking whatever, yellow today, whatever. Who cares? Let that, don't be sensitive to all that stuff. You're always going to get haters. And you always are going to readjust. If you don't know it now, you surely do. Every day, Instagram's a tough one. They're changing their algorithm by the week. You can't keep up. And I got a lot of other metrics, but I'm going to end with this. Top success strategies. Study your audience. Here's how you do it if you just don't even want to do skincare, but you want to go from a $1,000 patient to a $3,000 patient. Figure out who that person is, and you make videos for that person. It's the person with the Louis Vuitton purse that just won it just before you got on here. That rich girl now, that's who you want to be like. My videos for her. What does she need? Maybe they have dogs. Maybe they got cats. Whatever it is, but it's aesthetics, okay? Makeup, whatever. Create the audience you want and tell them, when you come see me, it's $5,000. On my live stream, when you go back and watch it from 2 hours ago, that's what I said. Yeah, patient of mine is $5,000. Don't call me if not. So you're creating who you want. Research your topic first. Here's the number one thing everyone misses, 100% of people, 99.9 infinity. You come up with your topic and your thumbnail first. Never make a video until you've made your thumbnail. It's got to be clickable. If they don't click, they never, ever watch. Give value. And you're just making videos that patients ask you for every day. Nasolabial folds is, if I was going and finishing this lecture, nasolabial folds are the biggest lectures I have. And you know all about nasolabial folds. And then upload your videos when your viewers are online. All the metrics are in your back end. The most important video, so that's your sales video, that's where you go all out. You send it to your email list, you send it to your cousin, you send it to your long lost grandfather in another country, and so that the algorithm sees everyone watching it, and you make that your top video. So I'll leave you there just to show you that here it is. You can go look. This is, you think it's a joke, right? Like nasolabial folds. I mean, I did this in 2002. We had the approval for wrestling nasolabial folds, right? 720,000 views in 400 days. And do the math on that. Out of 700,000 people, multiply that by 0.01. Okay, so you move the decimal over a couple of places. So you got 7,200 people. Multiply that by $300 per sale. It's a lot of money. So it's well worth your time. I'm going to end with that. And I really appreciate you listening. And I'm appreciative of the opportunity. And I'm most excited about what you're going to see later today, because it ties into this and takes probably 8 years of my life that I wasted, you might say. I love this stuff. It's creative for me. But it takes 7 years. You're 7 years ahead of me already. When Phil finishes later today and tells you what they've come up with, it's going to save you 7 years. It's like I wasted 7 years of my life, but thank goodness I had fun, and I had fun with you guys. Thank you so much.